All right, so I finally got around to doing this stupid review of chips. I got 15 of them. We got the big three, of course, Utz, Hers, and Lay's. And then, yeah, I guess I'll show you each. Dirty, Cape Cod, 7-Eleven brand, Route 11, Virginia brand of chips, Deep Oriva, Trader Joe's brand, Kettle brand, Joe Chips, Miss Vicky's, Zapp's, Uglies, Boulder Canyon, and then the three, like I already said. So these are all Kettle. I prefer Kettle, so that's why I'm doing Kettle. And let's just get into it. I'm gonna taste each one, tell you what I think about it. It's not really gonna be a competition, but more of a comparison, so that next time you're at the store and you see 2 or 3 of these, you'll say, hey, I'm in the mood for an oily chip or a salty chip. You'll have a little guidance. All right. Dirty is made from peanut oil. I found that the oil has a big factor on how they end up tasting. Very crispy, not too salty, and on the greasy side, for sure. These definitely are on the unsalty side, but on the oily or greasy side. Very mild aftertaste. Okay, that's Dirty. Oh yeah, also the chip consistency of these, they are on the thinner side. Like, they're not gonna tear your mouth up when you eat them. Okay, these are Cape Cod. A Butler House favorite. Vegetable oil. Again, not too salty. The chip consistency is pretty similar to Dirty, but way less greasy, way less oily. And again, no aftertaste. It's very nice. You can taste the potato. That's a solid chip right there. $7-Eleven. Let's see what we got. Another vegetable oil. I should be cleaning my palate, sorry. Okay, so far these are the hardest chip, which I guess means they're the thickest. Yeah. I don't like that too much. It's like right past the level. Saltiness. Good salt level. You can't, the salt doesn't stand out, but you can taste it a little bit. No real aftertaste. Okay, Route 11. Expeller Expeller pressed high oleic sunflower oil. Again, these are Virginia-based chip, courtesy of my brother Ari. It's a very bland potato chip. Not a lot of salt. Not a lot of aftertaste. Yeah. Decent. Deep River. These are one of my go-tos usually, if I can find them. Sunflower oil. So this is the first so far that it's just sunflower. Now a lot of the vegetable oils are a mix of oils or either or, which some do have sunflower. These taste like, and I've noticed because I get these a lot that depending on the bag, some are cooked more than others, but these are definitely on the cooked more, like not burnt tasting, but it just tastes cooked. Not very salty, right in the middle I'd say. These are harder than these three, not as hard as the 7-Eleven. Very nice. This is the Trader Joe's, which is another sunflower oil, the same as Deep River. That's a good ass chip. Yeah. Very similar to the Cape Cod. That's just a nice chip. Crunchy, but not too crunchy. No aftertaste. You can taste the salt on these, but not to an unpleasant level. I prefer a salty chip though, so. Kettle, you see these brands in Whole Foods a lot. I think Publix too. They come up. They weren't around really much a few years ago. It's a nice chip though. We got safflower or sunflower or canola, basically vegetable oil. So these are these lean towards the greasier side, not as greasy as dirty. But yeah, it just feels like they leave something in your mouth. Not my favorite when a chip does that. Still solid though. And the aftertaste with that, even though the residue, it's not really like a taste, but it's a potatoey aftertaste, which I prefer. All right, onto the Zapp's. A New Orleans brand. Whoa. That is a very different taste. So this is peanut oil. First peanut oil chip. And kettle chips, yeah. They're usually very crunchy. So normally when I get these, I really like them, but after eating these guys, I'm not really liking the taste as much. These are not that salty. Okay, so like the more I eat them, the more I start enjoying them. It's actually a blend of peanut oil and canola and corn. So vegetable oil, yeah. That first hit though was very different than all these other ones. And then chip, it's a good chip consistency. It's not really that hard, but still really crunchy. All right, Miss Vicky's. I've always liked this chip whenever I can find it. It's kind of hard to find. It's a lighter chip. Vegetable oil. Man, it's so weird. It tastes different than I remember when I eat it by itself. Makes sense, but. Very good, very good crunch. They're pretty thin chips, but very crunchy. They do have an aftertaste, but it's pretty pleasant. It's not bad. Salt level, it's in the middle. Joe's. These ones are pretty hard to come by too. Man, I'm gonna have a lot of chips to eat this week. Vegetable oil. Alright, so these are probably the driest, like least oil, least grease I've tasted out of all these so far. They're also probably the least crunchiest. No, not least crunchiest, like least hard, softest. Very tasty though. You can taste the potato. No aftertaste, salt level in the middle again. Okay, uglies. These are safflower or sunflower. These chips use the leftover potatoes from whatever else is being made. Whew, that is strong. Yep. Very tasty. They have a strong potato taste, which is really nice. They are on the saltier side, right up my alley. Crunchy, but the chip isn't too thick. It's like the perfect level, like most of these. Yeah. I first had these in the Bahamas. They have a barbecue, which is my favorite barbecue chip by far. Really hard to find in the States. I just found them when I was doing this hunt at Fresh Market. But normally you can order them off Amazon. But yeah, the regular salt weren't my top pick, but eating them comparing to all these other ones, they're really good. This is another bag courtesy of my brother, Ari, Boulder. This is their olive oil. So this is the only chip here with olive oil. Olive oil. Okay, so way less crunchy than the normal potato vegetable oil. It's a softer chip. Taste wise though, very good. Not too salty. Those are good, yeah. Alright, we're on to the big three. Lay's, Urs, and Utz. Lay's, Urs, Utz. Spicy. This is vegetable oil. That's a very crunchy chip. Whoa. Vegetable oil. Pretty bland. Sorry, that was gross. Not my favorite. No. Pretty bland. Yeah. Very little sea salt, and you almost taste the oil more than you taste the potato. We're at the Urs. Oh, holy! That is a salty chip. Even from one. Ooh, I'm liking it. It's growing on me. Very thin, still crunchy. Yeah, that's a good chip. It's on the greasy side. It is. Not like Kettle or Dirty, but just enough. Yeah, those are nice. Alright. Nice potatoey aftertaste. Okay, last but not least, Utz Kettle Classic. These I grew up eating. They didn't come out till I was like in my teens. And when they came out, this was blue. It wasn't yellow. But man, they were my favorite growing up as a kid. Yep. That's a good chip. Probably one of the thinnest out of the group. Still very crunchy. Nice salt level. Peanut oil. Yeah, these are fire. Yeah. Definitely, I'd say Utz takes it over the Hers and the Lay's for sure. for me. All right, so that was a lot of chips. I hope this guide will help guide you when you're at the store next time and you can't decide on what chip to get. Recap. To me, Lay's, Boulder. It was one of the drier chips, the only olive oil one, but still very tasty, solid chip. Available on Amazon. I highly recommend if you're in the mood for a delicious kettle cooked chip that you don't come across every day. These two you'll see around a lot, or at least in my experience, and of these two, definitely Cape Cod for sure. I've never been a huge fan of the kettle, but they do work in a pinch. Trader Joe's I'm extremely impressed by. Most food that Trader Joe's makes is very good, so I'm not surprised in that respect. But if you come across, when I bought these, they had like 3 different types of chips, but they were all big bags, and I was trying to stay small bags. As you can see, you know, I can't do all of them, but so these were the small. They were a pack of like 10, and they're fantastic. Deep River, always a solid bet. You have a decent chance of getting them. Dirty, they're sold pretty widely. They are on the greasy side. If you don't mind that, they are good. These are pretty much, you're not going to get them unless you're in the DMV area. But they're a good chip. They're kind of bland, but it still works. These, they're too hard in my opinion. Miss Vicky's another one that sometimes you'll see in delis. Same with the Zaps. Both solid chips. These seem to be like cooked a lot, and these are pretty light, but they both taste good. And then I think Joe's in pretty much in the same area as that. And then of the big 3, I would go Utz over hers, but hers is very good as well. All right, well, thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful, and catch you on a flip.